Imagine a world where aging doesn't mean weakness, where your muscles don't fade away with time, but where your legs remain strong enough to carry you through the years with energy and independence. For too long, we've accepted muscle loss as an unavoidable part of aging. We've said, it's just old age, as our strength slowly slips away. But that's not the truth anymore. Science has discovered that the body, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old, holds within it the power to rebuild, regenerate, and thrive if we give it the right fuel. There is a kind of silent enemy that creeps in as we age. It's called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. But it's not sudden, it doesn't announce itself. But one day you realize that standing up takes more effort, walking feels slower, climbing stairs leaves you breathless. It steals more than just your strength. It takes your confidence, your independence, your vitality. But the truth is, your body can fight back. And the weapon might be sitting quietly on your plate. Cheese. Not just any cheese, but a specific kind that science now shows can protect your muscles, even in your later years. The right kind of cheese is not simply a treat, it's a biological signal. Within it are powerful natural compounds, amino acids, bioactive peptides, and healthy fats that don't just feed your body, but communicate with your cells. These molecules tell your muscle fibers to grow, repair, and resist breakdown. They switch on genes that are responsible for protein synthesis, activating pathways that rebuild muscle tissue even when you're 90. This isn't a fantasy, it's science. One of the key components in this cheese is leucine, a branched chain amino acid that plays a starring role in muscle regeneration. Leucine is like a messenger that knocks on the door of your muscle cells and says, wake up, it's time to grow. And when it combines with calcium, vitamin K2, and certain peptides found in fermented cheese, the effect multiplies. These compounds together don't just maintain muscle. They actually build it, turning back the clock on age-related muscle loss. When we eat this kind of cheese, we are feeding our mitochondria, the tiny powerhouses in our cells. They take those nutrients and turn them into energy, energy that fuels every contraction, every movement, every heartbeat. For the elderly, this energy becomes the difference between frailty and strength, between dependency and freedom. You're not just eating for taste. You're eating to reclaim your vitality. Think about the villages in Europe where people live into their 90s and even hundreds with strong, upright postures and the ability to walk for miles. Researchers went there, studied their diets, and found that a large part of their strength and longevity came from what they ate daily. Natural, aged cheeses made from grass-fed milk, rich in probiotics and peptides. These aren't processed cheeses or imitation dairy, they're living foods, filled with life-giving compounds that work in harmony with your body. What makes this truly powerful is how the body never loses its ability to respond. Even at 90, your muscle fibers can be stimulated to grow. The old belief that you can't build muscle when you're old has been shattered. Studies have shown that people in their 80s and 90s can gain lean muscle mass and strength when they eat the right protein-rich foods, especially when combined with light resistance activity. Your body listens to what you feed it. And when you feed it this specific kind of nourishment, it listens louder than you think. When we talk about this cheese, we're not talking about indulgence. We're talking about empowerment. Every bite becomes an act of self-care, a message to your body that you are still alive, still capable, still strong. Imagine pairing that cheese with a handful of nuts, a drizzle of olive oil, a serving of vegetables rich in polyphenols. You're creating a symphony of nutrients that not only build muscle, but protect your blood vessels, enhance your metabolism, and improve your brain function. It's like giving your entire body a second youth. But let's be clear. Not all cheeses are created equal. The power lies in natural, fermented varieties like Parmigiano, Reggiano, aged cheddar, or Gouda. These are alive with microbial cultures that produce short-chain fatty acids and peptides known to activate your body's repair systems. They strengthen your gut, reduce inflammation, and balance your hormones, all essential elements for keeping muscle tissue healthy and responsive. There's something almost poetic about it. The same milk that once nourished life in infancy can, when aged and transformed, nourish vitality in the later chapters of life. The body recognizes it. The calcium strengthens the bones that hold the muscles, the proteins fuel the fibers that move the body, and the probiotics nurture the gut that communicates with your brain and immune system. It's all connected beautifully, intricately, powerfully. You see, the problem is not age, it's neglect. Muscles don't die because of the years you've lived. They weaken because of the years you stopped feeding them what they need. But the moment you begin again, the moment you nourish them with the right foods, the right movements, the right intention, they respond. The body always responds. It's waiting for you to give it the signal. Even the elderly who have suffered from weakness or frailty can rebuild. In studies, participants over 80 years old showed increased muscle strength after just a few weeks of consuming high leucine, peptide-rich cheese and doing light resistance exercises. Their walking improved, their balance returned, and their energy soared. These results aren't miracles. They're the natural outcome of biology working the way it's designed to. Think about it. Your muscles are the engines of your longevity. They determine how well your heart pumps, how efficiently your metabolism burns, how stable your blood sugar stays. When your muscles are strong, your entire system thrives. And when they weaken, everything else follows. That's why protecting your muscle mass isn't just about looking fit. It's about staying alive and vibrant. Food is power more than any medicine. The right food can switch on healing, and the wrong one can switch it off. This cheese we're talking about isn't a cure in itself. It's a key, one that unlocks the body's natural ability to repair and rebuild. And the beauty is it's accessible, it's simple, and it's delicious. It's proof that pleasure and health don't have to be separate, that you can enjoy your food and strengthen your body at the same time. So when you sit down to your next meal, think of it as more than just eating. Think of it as communicating with your body. Tell it you want to live longer, stronger, better. Tell it you refuse to let time dictate your strength, because age doesn't decide your vitality. Your choices do. Every bite of the right cheese is a declaration that you are not done yet, that your muscles still have life, that your heart still has fight. Science has shown it. Your body can renew itself, rebuild itself, restore itself. You just need to feed it the message. When you think of strength, most people imagine the muscles of youth, the energy of being young, the ability to move freely without pain or hesitation. But real strength, the kind that endures through decades, is not about youth. It's about nourishment, resilience, and renewal. Your body was never designed to give up at a certain age. It was designed to adapt. Every cell, every muscle fiber, every capillary inside you carries a memory of growth, of repair, of life. When you feed that system the right way, even at 70, 80, or 90 years old, the process of rebuilding can begin again. That is the beauty of human biology. It never stops listening, never stops responding, and never stops fighting for you. The idea that aging equals decline has been one of the biggest misconceptions in modern health. We've been told that once muscle starts fading, there's nothing you can do, that your metabolism slows beyond repair, that fatigue and frailty are inevitable. But science now tells a different story. Your muscles are dynamic tissues, constantly remodeling, breaking down, and rebuilding every single day. The key is whether your body has the right signals, the right nutrients, and the right energy to build rather than to waste away. And one of the most powerful ways to deliver that message of growth is through the proteins, peptides, and fats found in natural aged cheese. Cheese is a fascinating food. It begins as milk, simple, nourishing, alive, and through the process of fermentation, it becomes something far greater. It becomes a concentrated source of nutrients that are easy for the body to absorb. During aging, bacteria and enzymes break down milk proteins into smaller compounds called peptides. These peptides are bioactive, meaning they actively interact with the body, triggering responses that support muscle growth, improve circulation, and reduce inflammation. Some of these peptides even act like natural ACE inhibitors, relaxing blood vessels and improving blood flow to your muscles, ensuring they receive the oxygen and nutrients needed to thrive. Within these same pieces of cheese lie amino acids like leucine, isoleucine, and valine, the building blocks of muscle protein. They are not just nutrients, they are signals. When you eat them, your body reads them as instructions. Build more muscle, repair what's been damaged, strengthen what's weak. Leucine especially is a master regulator. It activates a molecular switch inside your cells called mTOR, the central pathway for muscle growth. When mTOR is activated, protein synthesis increases and muscle fibers begin to rebuild. Even in elderly individuals, this mechanism remains functional. The challenge isn't that your body forgets how to build muscle. It's that you stop sending it the right instructions. Aged cheeses like Parmigiano, Reggiano, Pecorino Romano, and Gouda are particularly rich in leucine and other muscle protective compounds. They also contain vitamin K2, a nutrient that helps direct calcium to your bones and keeps it out of your arteries. Strong bones are the scaffolding that support strong muscles. When both systems are nourished together, your entire frame becomes more stable, balanced, and powerful. That means fewer falls, greater mobility, and more independence as you age. There's another fascinating thing that happens when you eat fermented cheese. You feed your microbiome. The bacteria in your gut are not passive passengers. They influence inflammation, metabolism, and even muscle function. A healthy gut produces short-chain fatty acids that help preserve muscle tissue and prevent insulin resistance, which often worsens sarcopenia. The probiotics in aged cheese strengthen that system, creating a direct communication line between your gut and your muscles. A dialogue of vitality that keeps you functioning at your best. Now, you might ask, how can something as ordinary as cheese have such extraordinary effects? The answer lies in synergy. A food is not just about isolated nutrients. It's about how those nutrients interact. In aged cheese, the combination of amino acids, peptides, healthy fats, and probiotics work together in harmony. Calcium supports bone strength. Phosphorus helps with energy metabolism. Zinc supports muscle repair. Vitamin B12 keeps your nerves firing properly. The fats slow digestion, ensuring that protein is absorbed steadily and efficiently. It's a nutritional orchestra playing in perfect rhythm with your body's natural processes. In one study, older adults who consumed fermented dairy daily showed improved muscle function and higher lean body mass compared to those who didn't. They didn't become bodybuilders, they became stronger versions of themselves. They could walk faster, climb stairs more easily, carry groceries without strain. That's the kind of strength that matters. That's the kind of strength that lets you live fully. The body doesn't stop building. It only pauses when it lacks the tools. Think of it like a construction site that has all the workers but no materials. The workers, your cells, your mitochondria, your enzymes, are ready. They just need raw materials to rebuild. That's where nutrition comes in. When you supply your body with the right foods, you're delivering the materials to those workers, saying, go ahead, repair, rebuild, restore. Even small changes can create large effects. A few ounces of aged cheese a day, paired with hydration and light movement, can begin to reverse years of muscle loss. The act of chewing itself activates enzymes and hormones that prepare the body for digestion and absorption. When that food reaches your stomach, peptides are released, stimulating hormones that communicate satiety and energy balance. These same signals influence how your body uses stored fat and how efficiently it turns food into fuel. Over time, this means not only stronger muscles, but also a healthier metabolism and better overall energy. And let's not forget about the psychological impact of nourishment. Food carries emotional power. When you eat something that tastes good and you know it's also healing your body, it creates a sense of harmony, a connection between pleasure and health. That mental satisfaction lowers stress hormones like cortisol, which are known to accelerate muscle breakdown. So the very act of enjoying what you eat becomes therapeutic. You are not punishing yourself into health. You are feeding yourself into strength. The story of this cheese isn't just about food. It's about potential. It's about redefining what's possible in aging. Because age is not an obstacle. It's an opportunity. Your body is always listening, always learning, always ready to change. And every meal you eat can either accelerate decline or ignite regeneration. That's the choice before you. If you look at cultures around the world where longevity thrives, the blue zones like Sardinia, Icaria, and the highlands of Japan, you see patterns. Natural foods, fermented foods, moderate portions, and community-centered eating. In Sardinia, an island known for its centenarians, cheese made from sheep's milk is a daily staple. It's rich in omega-3 fatty acids, conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and peptides that reduce inflammation. These people don't just live long, they live strong. They walk hills, farm their land, and move with vitality well into their 90s. The secret isn't hidden in a pill or a supplement. It's in their plate, in the balance of tradition and nutrition. When the body receives the right nourishment, something beautiful happens. Muscle tissue that had been dormant begins to awaken. Mitochondria start producing more energy. Capillaries expand to deliver oxygen. The nervous system fires signals more efficiently. You stand taller, move faster, think sharper. It's as if the body remembers what it was designed to do and simply resumes doing it. This awakening isn't reserved for the young. It's available to anyone willing to feed it. Aging gracefully doesn't mean accepting frailty. It means working with your biology, not against it. It means understanding that inside you is a living system that responds to care, not age. And the most powerful care begins with nourishment. You can't build a house without bricks. You can't build muscle without the right nutrients. And you can't build health without belief in the possibility of renewal. Every bite of the right food becomes an affirmation of life. When you eat aged cheese, you're not just consuming calories. You're consuming centuries of wisdom, the intelligence of nature distilled into a form your body can understand. You're sending a signal to your cells that you're choosing strength over surrender, renewal over resignation. And the moment you make that choice, your biology responds, not in months, but in days. Energy rises, digestion improves, muscles feel more alive. The transformation begins quietly, but it builds momentum like a wave, restoring balance and vitality one cell at a time. Imagine being 90 and still feeling the power in your stride, the stability in your stance, the confidence in your movement. Imagine waking up each morning knowing that your body is still capable of growth. That vision isn't a fantasy. It's a scientific possibility. The barrier isn't biology, it's belief and behavior. The nutrients that can fuel that possibility exist right now, within reach, in something as simple and beautiful as cheese made with intention and eaten with awareness. Your body was designed to endure. The same intelligence that healed your wounds when you were young still resides within you. It doesn't disappear, it waits for your command. When you feed it well, move it regularly, rest it deeply, it answers that command with strength. It doesn't matter if you are 60, 70, or 90. The machinery still works. And it wants to work for you. The time to begin isn't someday, it's now. Because every day you eat, you make a choice. To feed decline or to feed renewal. To let your muscles wither or to let them rebuild. To surrender to age or to cooperate with life. Every forkful of the right food is an act of resistance against the myth that growing older means growing weaker. It's a declaration that you will not fade quietly, but instead will nourish your body into lasting strength. Strength is not something you lose with time, it's something that can be rekindled. The body has memory, and within every muscle fiber lies the potential to come back to life, no matter how long it has been quiet. Even if you've spent years feeling weaker, slower, or more fragile, the miracle of biology is that renewal remains possible. The human body was built for repair, for regeneration, for resilience. And when you give it what it truly needs, not processed foods or empty calories, but deeply nourishing bioactive nutrients, it begins to respond. When you eat the right kind of cheese, something extraordinary happens inside you. The peptides, proteins, and fats begin interacting with your muscle cells. They awaken your mitochondria, those tiny energy factories that have been sleeping, and tell them to produce more power. They signal your body to increase the synthesis of muscle proteins, to build new fibers, to restore what time has tried to take away. You start to feel stronger, steadier, more capable. This isn't just about nutrition, it's about communication. The food you eat is constantly sending messages to your cells, and those messages decide your vitality. Your body doesn't care how old you are. It only cares what you feed it, how you move it, and how you think about it. When you give it nutrient-dense food, when you walk daily, when you allow sunlight to touch your skin, you are giving your body information, the kind of information that says, I am still alive, and I still want to grow. Aged cheese, rich in amino acids like leucine, valine, and isoleucine, speaks directly to that inner intelligence. It tells your body to build, not break down, to strengthen, not weaken. The tragedy of modern aging is not in the years we gain, but in the vitality we lose along the way because we stop listening to what our bodies are asking for. We replace natural foods with artificial substitutes, and we expect medicine to fix what nourishment was designed to prevent. But the truth is that your body is not a machine that wears out, it's a garden that stops thriving only when neglected. Give it sunlight, water, and the right nutrients, and it blooms again. The science behind muscle growth and maintenance is incredibly clear. Muscle tissue is not static, it's dynamic, constantly being broken down and rebuilt. As we age, the balance between breakdown and synthesis can shift. But it doesn't have to. The process of aging slows the signals that tell your body to rebuild, but it doesn't erase them. That's why food matters so deeply. When you consume cheese rich in bioactive peptides and leucine, you reignite that signal. You tell your body, build again, and it does. Even in people in their 80s and 90s, clinical studies show that the combination of high-quality protein, vitamin D, and resistance exercise leads to measurable gains in muscle mass and strength. That's the power of biology. It always responds to input. It never stops listening. You can be 90 years old, take a short walk every day, eat natural, nutrient-rich cheese, and your body will still rebuild muscle tissue. That's not wishful thinking. That's science, observed and proven. Cheese, particularly the kind that's aged and fermented naturally, holds within it one of the most concentrated forms of nourishment found in any food. It contains not just protein, but protein that's been digested through fermentation, making it easier for your body to absorb. It's rich in calcium that strengthens your bones, in phosphorus that fuels energy production, in zinc that supports tissue repair, and in B vitamins that keep your metabolism running smoothly. But what makes it truly powerful is its ability to influence your internal chemistry. Inside your body, every system is connected. Your muscles communicate with your brain, your gut communicates with your immune system, your heart communicates with your muscles. When one system grows weak, others follow. Sarcopenia, the slow and silent loss of muscle, doesn't just affect how you move, it affects how you live. Weakened muscles reduce your balance, your stamina, and even your cognitive clarity. But when you begin to strengthen them again, the entire system improves. Blood sugar stabilizes. Inflammation drops. Hormones rebalance. Your energy returns. It's not about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming vitality. The energy you once had as a younger person can return, not in the same form, but in a more grounded, stable, wiser way. Food plays a central role in this transformation because food is the foundation of every cell you have. When you consume nourishing, natural foods, the kind that have not been stripped of their essence, your body uses those nutrients to rebuild you from the inside out. Fermented cheeses are a miracle of both nature and time. As they age, enzymes break down proteins into smaller fragments, creating compounds that your body can use immediately. Some of these peptides mimic the actions of natural hormones, improving blood flow, reducing inflammation, and enhancing the delivery of oxygen to your muscles. That's why people who include aged cheese in their diets often experience better endurance, stronger limbs, and improved recovery after activity. Think about how your muscles work. They are not just bundles of fibers. They are living, breathing tissues filled with mitochondria, capillaries, and nerve endings. They rely on constant nourishment to stay healthy. Every movement you make, every step, every lift, every breath, depends on that energy flow. When your diet provides the right kind of nutrients, your muscles thrive. When it doesn't, they weaken. It's that simple and that powerful. What happens when you begin to eat this kind of cheese daily? Over time, your protein levels stabilize. Your muscles receive a steady stream of amino acids. The mitochondria inside your cells begin to produce more ATP, the fuel that powers movement. Your endurance increases, your fatigue decreases, and even your posture improves. The small, subtle changes accumulate, creating a ripple effect throughout your entire body. It's not sudden, it's steady, but it's real. This is why in certain regions of the world, elders remain active far longer than expected. In Mediterranean villages, older adults still climb hills, harvest olives, and walk miles a day. Their diets are filled with simple, powerful foods. Fresh vegetables, olive oil, nuts, and yes, natural cheese. They eat food that communicates with their bodies, food that supports regeneration. They don't rely on supplements or processed replacements. They rely on the intelligence of real food. The secret isn't hidden in complexity. It's found in simplicity. The body understands real food. It doesn't need translation. It knows what to do with it. When you eat an aged cheese, you're not just feeding hunger. You're feeding cellular life. Every bite delivers signals to your DNA, activating pathways that protect, repair, and renew. The peptides in cheese have been shown to improve muscle metabolism, while the fats help absorb fat, soluble vitamins like D and K2, which are essential for muscle and bone integrity. This is not luxury food. This is functional food, crafted by nature and perfected by time. It's fascinating that something so ancient, a food humans have made for thousands of years, turns out to hold modern scientific wisdom. The people who first discovered cheese didn't know about peptides or leucine or microbiota. They only knew that it made them strong, that it sustained them through long winters, that it gave life. Science now simply confirms what tradition has always known: when you respect natural foods, they respect you back. Now, imagine the impact of making small but consistent changes. You add a serving of natural cheese to your daily diet, a piece of aged Gouda or Parmigiano, Reggiano, eaten slowly, savored. You combine it with leafy greens rich in magnesium and antioxidants, maybe a few nuts, perhaps a drizzle of olive oil. You walk after your meal, letting your blood circulate, letting your body use the fuel you just gave it. Overbody starts to shift. Your legs feel more stable, your balance returns, your grip grows stronger. You don't just age, you evolve into a stronger version of yourself. There's also a mental transformation that comes with this process. As your muscles strengthen, your confidence returns. Movement no longer feels fragile, it feels empowering. You start to look forward to walking, to standing, to moving. The psychological link between food and motion is profound. When your body feels nourished, your mind feels capable. That's why healing begins not only in the body, but also in the spirit. The simple act of eating well can awaken something ancient within you. A reminder that life was meant to be lived with strength, not frailty. When you nourish your muscles, you are also nourishing your independence. You are preserving your ability to move freely, to care for yourself, to enjoy the simple pleasures that make life meaningful. This cheese, the kind that builds muscle even at 90, is more than a food. It's a key that unlocks your body's resilience. Its nutrients work together to combat sarcopenia, to preserve lean tissue, to reverse what many call inevitable decline. But nothing about decline is inevitable when you work in harmony with your biology. The human body is not built to decay passively, it is built to adapt actively. When people say, "It's too late for me," they misunderstand the most basic truth of life. It is never too late to nourish yourself back to strength. Your muscles are not dead, they're waiting for a signal. Your cells are not silent, they're waiting for the right message. The food you eat delivers that message. You can change the course of your physical future by changing what you feed your body today. Every moment your body is rewriting itself. Every 7 years, nearly every cell in your body is replaced. That means renewal is written in your very design. So if you begin today feeding your body nutrient-rich, peptide-packed cheese along with whole foods and consistent movement, you're not just maintaining what's left. You're building what's next. Strength is not a gift reserved for youth. It's a right that belongs to every human being willing to claim it. Your body is capable of miracles when given the right nourishment. The same intelligence that built you once is still within you now, and the act of eating something as simple as joyful as sharing a meal with the right kind of food can awaken that intelligence again. So here we are, standing at the intersection of science and hope, where the myths of aging dissolve under the truth of what the human body can still do. The story of this cheese, the story of rebuilding muscle even at 90, is not really about dairy or diet. It's about rediscovering what's been inside you all along: the power to renew, the ability to rebuild, the refusal to give up on life simply because time has passed. For decades, we've been told that growing old means growing weak, that our strength has an expiration date. But today you know better. Your body is not your age, it's your choices. Every time you eat, you decide whether to feed decay or to feed vitality. Every time you move, you tell your muscles whether to wither or to wake up. Every time you choose nourishment over neglect, you are proving that aging is not the end of strength. It is the opportunity to rediscover it. Think about what this means. You can still build, you can still heal, you can still rise. The same biology that grew your muscles in your youth is still there, waiting for your signal. The moment you decide to nourish it, it answers. And it doesn't matter if you're 60, 70, or 90, life will always respond to life. So eat with intention, move with purpose. Live with the belief that your body is still your greatest ally. Because the truth is simple: muscle isn't just about movement. It's about independence, freedom, and the fire that keeps your heart alive. You are never too old to get stronger, never too late to begin again. Let this be your declaration: that you will not surrender to age, that you will not shrink from time, that you will feed your body the foods that remind it of its power. You are not decaying, you are evolving. You are not fading, you are awakening. Every bite of the right nourishment, every step you take, every breath of intention you live. These are the quiet revolutions that rebuild you. Because the truth is, strength doesn't end when youth does. It begins when you decide to claim it again. So stand tall, nourish your body, and remember this. Your best years are not behind you. They are still waiting for you to feed them to life.